She almost died. Hey guys, hope you're all doing fantastic. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing a story with you guys that deals with the dangers of tarantulas or invertebrates in general molting. You see, molting is a very dangerous process for an animal that has an exoskeleton. When the animal is exiting its old skeleton, it's in a very vulnerable state. A lot of things can go wrong. Imagine if you're trying to take your shirt off or something like that and it gets caught. Now imagine that your shirt is a plate of armor or suit of armor. You know, you're a knight in shining armor, and if you were to remove that, you have a new suit underneath that's still soft and malleable. And as you're coming out of that suit, let's say your arm and leg get caught in the old suit. Not only now are you stuck, the clock is actually ticking because your new suit that is out is hardening. So you're hardening while part of you is still stuck. And if you're in a bad position, you're going to harden in a twisted position, which means that you're going to lose your sense of mobility because you didn't have the time to flex and properly stretch out and make sure that you're fully functional before your body hardens, if that makes some sort of sense. So what I noticed the other day was a Christian Dior, my Mexican golden red rump tarantula, Brachypelma albiceps, was molting. But something wasn't right. I noticed she was on her back, the molt was removed and beside her, but there was a bit of dirt kicked around and on her body. So I went ahead and did some more maintenance in the room and went back to check on her gently. And you know, you really don't want to disturb the animal too much. But what I saw is that she hadn't moved at all. And then when I noticed a little bit of dirt on the sides of her legs and such, I knew something was wrong because that indicated that she must have been thrashing around a bit and hadn't properly flipped over yet. So I moved her bin out delicately because remember, if your tarantula is molting, never disturb it. Don't try and flip it over, don't try and do anything, just let it do its thing in peace. But here I knew something was wrong, so I brought her bin out, opened the lid, and realized quickly that she had one leg stuck in her molt. One leg was there, and so she couldn't free herself and she was stuck on her back still. Fortunately, she was still soft and, you know, it hadn't been too long after the molt, but she was stuck. So what I tried to do was gently surgically remove the old exoskeleton from the leg to sort of free it, you know? Imagine this is the old exoskeleton, my sleeve. I wanted to get my surgical scissors in and cut that out so I could remove it like a paper tube, you know? Just pull it off the leg to free it. But it's a very dangerous process because if I were to cut or push too hard, I would cut the leg. So here we were, Christian Dior was stuck on her back, an arm, one of her legs, stuck in the molt. What to do? So as I was trying to remove the molt, I noticed that from her thrashing, she had already caused a tear. And there was some hemolymph, which is their blood, leaking out into the molt. And I was very concerned because I didn't know how long that had been going on for, and I needed to act fast. What a lot of people don't realize is that tarantulas are actually capable of atotomizing their limbs. Atotomize derives from the Greek word that literally means self and sever. So the same way that lizards can drop their tails, many other animals are capable of releasing or severing limbs off their body, so to speak. And tarantulas are capable of this. Now, that is the only way that the animal can safely remove a part of its body with the ability to clot blood at that point. So as I was saying, if a tarantula has a, let's say, horizontal slash along the arm, that will cause the animal to bleed to death because its body isn't able to clot with blood cells there. Whereas our body, you know, if I cut myself, there's an abrasion. In most cases, my blood cells will go there and my body will form a scab there and it'll come and the blood will clot. The tarantula, however, can atotomize its limb where the leg meets the carapace. So what I ended up having to do was take a pair of surgical tongs and apply pressure to Christian Dior's leg, the one that was caught in the molt, until she herself released the leg through autotomy. So I was extremely worried. I noticed that her locomotion was a little off. Normally I would never touch a tarantula when it was still on its back, but I had given it enough time to know for sure that she was not getting out of this molt. And if I would have left her, she could have possibly dried off, she could have hardened in a bad shape and been in a way worse situation than she could have been through my intervention. So here she is now. I want to give you guys an update. She is doing fine, she is doing great. The blood clot immediately, through the atomization of the leg, there was no further bleeding. I had crazy glue ready just in case. Yes, you can actually apply crazy glue to a tarantula wound to stop the blood flow. So let's go ahead and have a look at her now, and I'll show you guys exactly what she looks like, and it'll paint a better picture of what exactly happened there. Alright guys, so here's our little lady. She's doing good. You can clearly see where the leg was atomatized right down there. And yeah, she's doing fine. I mean, she looks fresh, she looks fantastic otherwise, but she is missing a leg. Now what's fascinating is that next molt, she'll start to grow that leg back. It may come back very small and lanky and maybe a third of the normal size, but with each progressive molt she'll continue to grow that leg back, which is just phenomenal if you ask me. Very fascinating. But essentially I just wanted to show you guys that that intervention was necessary, and we might not have our pretty lady here today if I didn't happen to be in the room at the right time to intervene and save her. So I'm so thankful that I came into the room when I did and noticed that she was stuck in her molt. Anyways guys, that's all I have for today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. Ding the notification bell to know when my next video is coming up, and give this video a thumbs up. If you could own any tarantula, what species would you own and why? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thanks so much for watching guys, and see you in the next video coming soon.